Hey everybody, welcome to Movie Mavens, home of the Spicy Double Feature. I'm Carsen Green.
And I'm Annie Janes. This week's Spicy Dub is Saltburn and A Simple Favor.
And we have a guest on the show, filmmaker Jenny Reed, friend of the show.
Hi.
Would you like to describe what specifically makes these two movies a spicy dub? In your own words.
I would love to. Thank you. I think spicy is a great way to kind of begin thinking about it because there's lots of eroticism, obsession, love obsession. I would say beyond even love obsession with like ideas and people, a lot of murderous intentions, feelings of consumption, all of that's happening. And a lot of kind of mystery, good mystery thriller and cool houses.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. and there's a twist, a huge twist in both of these, like kind of around the same point in the movie. Or I don't know, maybe A Simple Favor happens earlier. Go on. Sorry.
And wealth in general plays a big role.
A lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, this is a good spicy dub.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Well, let's jump into it. Let's talk about Saltburn.
Did you know there was a college Christmas party tonight? NFI, me and you, not fucking invited. You alright?
Yeah, I've got a flat tire.
Take my bike.
Hey, that is so kind. Thank you. I'm sorry I don't know your name. I'm Felix.
Oliver.
Oliver, I love you. I love you. All right, cheers, Ollie.
My parents, they've got problems.
What do you mean problems?
I don't think I'll ever go home again.
Well, why don't you come home with me? Come to Saltburn.
Annie, would you please hit us with some facts?
Yes, Saltburn came out November 17th, 2023. It was written and directed by Emerald Fennell. It's starring Barry Keoghan, Jacob Elordi, Rosamund Pike, Carey Mulligan, and Richard E. Grant. It has a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes. Here is the description from IMDb. A student at Oxford University finds himself drawn into the world of a charming and aristocratic classmate who invites him to his eccentric family's sprawling estate for a summer never to be forgotten. Okay, normally I would toss it over to you, Jenny, and ask what you think of this movie, just like broad overall thoughts. But I have to know, you guys, I had a bit of a pre-film emergency and I missed some of the opening. So I need y'all to fill me in. What happens between the opening and the montage of Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan, like just talking in a pub, but we're also like intercutting with a lot of moments of the two of them like getting closer.
Okay, basically we see like 4 or 5 scenes of what are their characters' names? Felix and Oliver. Mm-hmm. We see a lot of scenes of Oliver, which is Barry Keoghan's character. We see scenes of him just being super alone and like super like a huge loner, and he doesn't have any friends at Oxford, and he's like looking like lovingly at Felix out the window, and just like is looking for inclusion. He like really wants to be included.
Mm-hmm. And I would say there's an amazing opening oneer that matches the oneer at the end of the film behind his head, just like walking through Oxford, and like you get a sense of like the world and how he's kind of isolated inside of that. But then at the end of the film, obviously we get the complete opposite of that.
Actually, speaking of that last shot, not to jump all the way to the very end, but speaking of that last shot, the choreography of like him moving through the house is actually in reverse of how he was walked through the house when he's first introduced by Felix. I guess he goes through the same order of rooms, but now in reverse.
Mm.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I also read, now we have to talk about this last scene. I also read that that was Barry Keoghan's idea, and that it was just going to be a shot of him getting out of bed. That was going to be the final shot. And he was like, actually, you know what? We should make this scene feel like I'm really at home. And this is what I do at home. And he said he dances naked.
That's funny. I read an interview with the director where they were like questioning her use of like quote graphic nudity unquote. And her like reasoning was like, it's like him asserting dominance basically over his territory.
And also, I've heard her speak about it specifically, where she was like, as a female actor, because she started as an actor, like the constant gratuitous like female sexuality that was cinema, that she kind of wanted to do that with the male sexuality, and kind of like how so much reaction to the film has been about that. But it's so, I would say it's actually handled even more thoughtfully than a lot of women's bodies are in film throughout time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't start on his ass. We start on the back of his head.
We don't. There's none of this. There's none of the panty. No panty nut shots.
No, wait. Actually, there is one shot, and I noticed it. I saw this movie twice, and there is one shot that's a panning shot, and it's like right after Oliver wakes up the night or the morning after the party. And we see him in bed, and literally, oh my God, you guys, it's such a gorgeous shot because the sun is just like drenching his skin.
On his crotch, like as we go up, that one?
Yes.
Just like bulge. That was the female gaze for you, I think.
That was the female gaze.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I appreciated that shot, if I'm being honest.
Oh man. Okay, well, yeah, I'm just curious how y'all liked or didn't like the film. We could start there. Also, Jenny, we didn't mention this, but from this point on, feel free to spoil anything. Let it fly. But yeah, we can start with you. What did you think?
I loved it. I fucking loved it. I feel like I went and saw this film partly because I just love Emerald Fennell as a director. I loved A Promising Young Woman. But I went and saw it partly because I was in a like writing rut, and I was like, okay, I want to go see something that's going to kind of like get me out of my head and inspire me. And I feel like I felt so inspired watching this film because I feel like she just went for it and just like kind of kept topping herself. And like that felt really liberating, I think, just to watch someone go so like the sexiness of it, but the kind of like grotesque and like grossness of it. And I feel like him drinking the like cum-filled bathwater will be forever
iconic
in my mind. And the vampire, just like the eating out vampire menstruation, like scene in the moonlight, so gothic, like so. I feel like I've wanted to see that without realizing it for a really long time in cinema.
You just wanted to see someone slurp a drain with cum water in it, like you needed that.
I really did that. Yeah, I just loved it. Yeah, I just loved. I gasped like whenever she killed herself, or like I think because it was set up in a way.
Me too.
I think it was set up in a way where you knew it was going to happen, but then the reality of it actually happening was so shocking, which was wild because I like saw it coming.
Like her in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that shot was really crazy. I think I gasped too. I think the whole theater gasped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just great. I feel like I just felt very like, you know, like whenever you forget you're watching a movie, I feel like I had that experience a couple times in that movie, which I really appreciated. So yeah, loved it. Love the locations. So much fun.
Well, Carsen, you saw it twice.
I did see it twice. I think I want to see it a third time, if I'm honest.
Same.
It's okay. I for real, I haven't felt this way about a movie in a really long time. Like I think we all had Barbie fever this summer. And of course, I love Barbie. I'm going to ride for Barbie, like the #1 movie of the year. Absolutely, hands down, for sure. But I did not feel as connected to that movie as I feel to this movie. And I haven't felt that like sincerely since probably like late teens, early 20s. Like it's been a while where I'm like reading every single thing that I can get my hands on about this movie. I'm watching all of the press junkets that all of the cast and the director did. I'm like obsessed. I'm reading all of the think pieces that people are putting out. Like I want to talk about this movie. I want to know about this movie. And I haven't felt this way in a long time. And that's so exciting to me, even more than the movie itself. Like this feeling is just, I don't know. It's like nothing can top this feeling. But like, of course, I loved the movie. It was really bizarre, but also incredibly beautiful. Like literally all of the colors, all of the light, all of the locations, everything just like, it was like Tumblr on the big screen.
Put that on the Blu-ray. You're like, but in like the best way.
No, sincerely. I mean, it's like, okay, it's in 2006. So it's like, it had this element of like indie sleaze.
Yeah.
That I just haven't seen this era, I think, since that era.
And she talked about that she wanted to have that specific feeling that like when you think back on like when you were younger, like because he's remembering the whole film, that like that kind of sense of like, ugh, I can't believe I did that thing, or like wore that thing. And she was like, it was like that era felt like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read that in England, when they say class of 2006, that refers to when you start, not when you graduate. So, which not that it matters, 2010, but that was one of those weird, like, you don't know how the world works until you hear someone say aluminium. You know what I mean? But Carsen, I'm curious, like, what took it from just like a movie you love, like Barbie or last year, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and transcended it to you ravenously consuming everything you can about this?
Okay, I think it's the complete uniqueness of this. There are so many unique things about this movie. I mean, off the like straight away, I'm just gonna name the 3 kind of most shocking moments. The cum water in the bathtub, which, and like the tightness of that shot. The vampire moment, which was, Jenny, you hit the nail straight on the head. It was so gothic. There were so many gothic things about this movie. And I think you're right. I wanted that moment where he's eating her out whenever she's on her period. I didn't even know that I wanted that moment. I didn't know that I needed to see that on screen. And then, of course, when he's fucking the grave.
Yes, that was like, the thing that mentioned. Yeah.
There's so many very particular, bizarre, and like taboo moments and feelings that the film wants to evoke that like I'm just not seeing this on screen very much, I guess.
I think the bizarreness for me actually hid what was really going on in the plot. Like, Carsen can tell you this, Jenny, but I'm very good at knowing how something's gonna go down. And because of the bizarreness of the film and mostly the main character, I couldn't figure him out, but that actually hid like what he was doing all along, like that he had this master plan. But yet it's not like a movie where someone has a master plan. It's like both. It's like he has a master plan and he's like off in a lot of different ways, and he's socially awkward. Like it's all of those things, which I think is really adds to that uniqueness, Carsen.
And I also think it was like such a character point of view film, because I read it more as like an opportunistic person who's mentally ill, like sort of like that.
Yeah.
Like I think he had some things in mind, but I think he was also really good at like responding to like an observer. I think he was a really good at observing and like very socially intelligent, but in like a very self-serving kind of way.
Mm-hmm. Like them showing him even just like listening in on so many different conversations.
Yeah.
And we think that's because he's socially awkward. But I mean, it's partially that, but it's also because he's constantly like in the midst of his own plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Annie, what did you think?
Well, I know that this movie, according to like Letterboxd rankings, Twitter, whatever, is actually seems to be kind of not controversial, but like a lot of people are not liking it. And I'm here to say that I don't represent that group on this podcast. That group is not represented tonight. So
hell yeah.
I really, really liked it. I wasn't sure that I would like it. Like it was a like the whole time, and then when it got to the end and went full on like Annie movie where like, oh my god, there's a plan and there's deception, then it was like shot into the love category. But it's not a movie that's like really even about that. To me, that was just like the cherry on top of this weird fucked up Sunday. Like all of that uniqueness and all of me trying to figure out who this guy is, what he wants, was really, really compelling and like fully had me in, and also just the way it looked. I love the way it was shot.
And the production design. Shout out to the production designer too.
Yeah, totally.
Honestly.
Before we go on, I have to know, Barry Keoghan, hot or not?
I think
Hot.
Hot. So hot.
So hot.
When he was like
Even
aged
hotter.
up, or not even aged up, but when he was like his probably normal age when he had his like hair slicked back in the coffee shop, I was like, God damn. If I was Rosamund Pike, I too would invite him to my home.
Amen.
I also feel like they did such a good job of like styling him that where his body felt shocking, that it was like so fit. Because he's hot, I think, when you see photos of him, but like they kind of played him down, like his face, but like his body was so ripped that you're like confused almost. Yeah.
I will say that his body did take me out of the film several times, if anything, because I'm like, how is this weirdo so ripped? How?
Yeah.
Like, can we see him do at least some crunches or something? Like, no.
They've got gyms in Ireland. Okay, you guys, I want to jump into what underneath it all do you think this film is trying to communicate with us about like class and also power, like power imbalances in relationships, and I guess it's just like idea of an intruder. What did you how do you think that the film touched on those types of themes?
I feel like that for me, the main theme was the idea of like obsession and longing for some, and like the crazy things that you will do whenever you're like obsessed with something. And I think it was embodied in a boy, but also I think it layers into like people who don't have money obsessed with people who have money. I mean, it's like that's all Instagram and like reality TV is. Like that's all it is. Like we love to watch people who have money doing things, and it's like it's like an interesting, like even just like watching specifically reality television. I feel like that's like a big part of it, and I think it's kind of speaking to that on some level. Although the twist that he actually does not come from money, he just doesn't have as much money as like what everyone, like that kind of money. And I think the power stuff was really interesting because you make an assumption around who has power and who doesn't, but the whole film is constantly playing with that. And I think it is like challenging your belief of like, what is power and what does it mean? Like, what does that look like exactly? Because it starts one way, but twists and turns the entire movie and kind of throws that over your head. But the ultimate power, right, is like the thing that you're obsessed with will always have power over you. Yeah.
I know that this is one of the topics that has a lot of discourse online, this like class war stuff. And I'm not informed on what the discourse is. But I'll just say that I think, in addition to all that, Jenny, like what I took away was that this is just an example or maybe a funny telling of how difficult the jump from middle class to upper class is, like what one must do. Like it is so unlikely in any of our lives that this story is like how it could be accomplished through like methodical murder. Sort of like, it reminded me a lot of Parasite.
Oh,
yeah. That's a great comparison. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I took away from it. Like that if you're not in, like when Farley is like talking to Oliver at his party and he's just like, you've seen it, but you'll never like be in it. Yeah. Like to me, that's speaking to the thing of like, you will never have this if you are not born into it. And he's just saying like, he's going to get it anyway, basically.
Yeah, Farley is such a great character too. Like his sort of dilemma with the race. I like talking about race and relationship to power as well.
Yeah. Oh my God, Farley was such a bitch. He hurt my feelings just through the screen.
I was scared of him.
I was terrified of him.
Honestly.
The tutor scene was amazing where he comes in late and then was like, oh, you know my mom, like to like the teacher, and the teacher's like, No, like we went to school together, but
there were so many really funny moments like that it just it like fed into this idea, or I guess it was like layering into kind of being like satirical and it being a satire that was about power and I think class. But I feel like I don't know, just the ending was so satisfying when you think about it through that lens. Exactly what you're saying, Annie, about how the jump from there to there, it literally takes lying, cheating, murder. That's what it takes to get to this exorbitant amount of wealth. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. That moment where we realize that he has been lying about his past and he actually comes from like a normal middle class family. His dad isn't dead. His mom's fine. One that is such a good like hook for an audience member, but two, normally if I had seen that, my brain would be racing. I'd be like, why did he do that? And then I would immediately get to the conclusion of like he's after them. But because of him just being a weirdo, like an obsessive weirdo, I just was like, that's just the way he is. Like I didn't question him at any point. Like I just took him at face value. And I think that's like a real success of Emerald.
I also love that scene too, because I feel like artists feel that way. Like you have to do like a trauma dance to get people to like be like, oh, like you have like something meaning. You're of value because you've experienced some sort of fucked up life story that we can like sell.
So true.
And it felt kind of like that was what was happening. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with his character to the rich family.
And we haven't even talked about how hot Jacob Elordi is on screen.
Okay, I've been thinking a lot about Jacob Elordi, and I gotta say, you know what it is about him I don't like?
Oh,
it's his like jaw chin. It's like it's so far out that he looks like almost like a caricature or something. I would take Barry Keoghan over him. I'm gonna say that.
And he's 6'5".
He's just a string bean. I don't know. I will say, I was listening to Emerald talk about the scene where they had their meet cute scene where the bicycle had like gone out and he was like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. And she said that was towards the end of shooting. They shot everything in the house first. So they were already like really good friends. And she just gave him the direction of like, I just need you to like give him a look that will just like embody the most like sultry, like beautiful thing. And he did it. And like Barry had this like huge reaction to it's like their like friend love story behind the scenes. Like they had fallen in love with each other behind the scenes. I think you can feel that in that scene because it felt connected in that way. I love that scene. He looks so like desperate. And the earring.
Oh my God. They're so cute. I could go on and on about this movie, but let's rate it, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, Annie, you go first.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Also, it was funny. We haven't even said that. It made me
really
and the theater laugh out loud.
Yeah. Okay, Jenny, Jenny, you go.
I mean, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. It's a 10 out of 10 movie for me as well. And Annie, I don't know. I haven't really seen the whatever people are negatively saying about this because I went to 2 sold out shows on weeknights.
Wow.
So like this movie is getting love.
It's a lot of men are not happy with it. They're like, oh, she's gross. It's gross. And there's too much male nudity and like all that kind of stuff. I've heard her talk about that in interviews. She gets a lot of like weird questions from male interviewers around that. Like, what's wrong with you? Like shit like that.
What's wrong with you, sir?
I know.
Yeah.
That puts our Movie Maven score for Saltburn at 9.3 repeating. We love to see it. Okay, let's move on and talk about A Simple Favor.
Yes, Annie, please hit us with some facts.
Okay, this came out in 2018. It was written by Darcy Bell and Jessica Scharzer, directed by Paul Feig of Bridesmaids, if that name sounds familiar to you, starring Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively, and Henry Golding. It has an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. Here's the description from IMDb. Stephanie is a single mother with a parenting vlog who befriends Emily, a secretive upper-class woman who has a child at the same elementary school. When Emily goes missing, Stephanie takes it upon herself to investigate. Okay. Jenny, I'll start with you again. What do you think of this movie, and had you seen it before?
I had not seen it before. And I was surprised at how like packed it was with just like people. But I think my main thing was like Blake Lively was gorgeous in the entire film. I was very
Yes.
I don't know what it was about her character. She's like messy, little unhinged, but her fashion was always very like masculine, but kind of, it was like always playing with the gender, kind of like gender play.
She had a cane with a skull on it. That's all I have to say.
Cane with the skull on it, always with the low cut like blazer situations. We don't know what was going on there, but I thought it was really fun. It was like it felt more like mainstream than Saltburn in terms of like how it was structured. But I thought it was like very much like a whodunit, like fun twisty turny thing. And I think that like Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively had great chemistry. I did get ahead of it sometimes, but I was like okay with that. Like I was enjoying myself the entire time. And I love that she had like a mommy cooking blog that turned into like a detective, like a mom source detective that like moms have nothing else going on that they know, like when a weird car is in their like neighborhood that they would report it. Like I was just like, that's great. I love that device.
I had seen this one time before. I'm pretty sure I saw it in the theater whenever it came out. And okay, Jenny, you might not know this, but Annie and I sometimes talk about the hottest anyone has ever looked on screen.
Yeah.
And Blake Lively is rivaling. My current contender is Jacob Elordi in Priscilla. But Blake Lively in A Simple Favor, you guys,
it was amazing.
She looked so good, and I think that like that in and of itself makes up for a lot of the dullness in this movie. Jenny, it's interesting you said that it was packed, and there was a lot going on, but for some reason, and I think it might have honestly been Anna Kendrick was a little weak in this movie, and so was Henry Golding, unfortunately. Yeah. I think it might have been like those two and like how just dull and maybe even like one note those two characters were. It just like, even though we had all of this going on and even though we had a lot to follow, it ultimately like fell flat for me. And that was really disappointing because I wanted to be enthralled by this movie. And there were, of course, some moments of like, oh shit, what's going to happen? But I think, I mean, it just like wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be. And it certainly wasn't as fun as Saltburn.
No, and I say packed, I meant like the cast. Like I was like, Gene Smart's in this, like Linda Cardellini's in this. I was like, what is all these people are in there? It almost felt too random, especially with like big people on very small roles where I was just like, this feels really weird. That's what I meant. But like, yes.
Annie, what did you think?
Ooh, okay. This movie felt to me like an airplane novel. And
yes,
which includes
a beach read,
which includes all the fun of those two things, which is like wild twists and turns. And some of which were, kind of punching above what this movie even is. Like it some elements are better than this movie like has any right to be, but I was really, 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 really like bored until Blake Lively's body was found that ends up being her twin, but that was like really deep into the film. When it turned into Gone Girl, I was like, "Ooh, this is a little more interesting." But I'm gonna blame Paul Feig on this.
Yeah, me too.
movie felt like it was like Boomer directed and so like out of touch in tonally. Like Anna Kendrick being bad to me, I'm like, that was Paul's fault. And the three parents, I like, they were killing me. And at one point they show up at the funeral like they're just everywhere, these three parents. It's like, do you guys remember those characters?
Oh, I definitely do. Mm-hmm. Like Andrew, mm-hmm.
It was like very cartoonish to me. And there's some really funny people in here. Like Patty Harrison is like a side character. Aparna, I forget her last name, is one of the parents.
Yes, Aparna.
And these people are so funny, and they were so not funny in the movie when they were given even one line. And I'm like, Paul, that's fully on you, because these people are funny. So
it's like throwaway characters. It was like, just get not big actors in those roles.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But then other moments would happen in this movie and it would pull me back in, like Brotherfucker. Didn't expect something like that to be in this movie at all. Part of me thinks it needed to be addressed a third time. I'm like, we're still not talking about how she fucked her brother. I'm still caught up on it. I'm still caught up on how Blake Lively didn't use it as blackmail, like she hinted at some point.
And also that her husband essentially like double suicided, like the brother with himself as like the death thing felt very like random. So I was like, I have no feelings about the husband at all. Mm-hmm. I have more feelings about the brother.
Yeah, right. Totally. Yeah, there's like a little bit of a mess involved in the mystery, but it was still fun to watch it unfold.
It was like entertaining.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was one moment that I laughed out loud, and this moment was when I realized that, like, oh, this is not a good movie. It's pretty early on. It's pretty early when it's the first time that Anna Kendrick goes to her house, to Emily's house, Blake Lively's house, and Blake Lively and Henry Golding start making out.
Oh yeah.
And they just like, you guys, like, they had negative chemistry. It almost looked like they were like the same ends of the magnet, how magnets like push away from each other. Like, that's what it felt like. And then Anna Kendrick in the moment makes the comment like, "Oh my God, you guys have so much chemistry." I was like, are we watching the same couple right now?
Oh man.
Yeah, and that was pretty early on. So then it just kind of devolved from there. But I really liked Blake Lively's character. Yes. I don't know what it was. There was just like a lot of mystery, a lot of intrigue. Obviously, she's super sexy. Just like, I want to know everything about her career, about her wardrobe, about what's your hair care routine, girlfriend? Like, why are you drinking so much gin? I wanted to know so much more than we got. And it's because we spent so much time with the brother fucker. Like,
yeah.
I didn't need to know her whole backstory. I didn't need to see the car accident. I really didn't.
Really?
I didn't even need the 2 scenes with her fucking her brother.
No.
I mean, I liked all of that as a backstory, and I liked how, like, Blake Lively reads into her and is like, "You're lying to me," and that's how she figures out she's a brother fucker. And then later, like, Anna Kendrick does that back at Blake Lively when she's like, "No, you did kill your sister," like, just through like listening and intuition. That was like a fun little like plan and payoff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I laughed out loud. A moment I laughed out loud I want to shout out is when at the end credits, there's like these titles that come on as if this was a real movie, like as if this was based on a true story. It's like Anna Kendrick her blog went on to gain 7 million subscribers. Like that, I could not believe my eyes when that was playing.
I could not believe that Henry Golding bagged Blake Lively. I'm sorry. I can't get over it.
She bagged him. I feel like. She was like, he got money. I want the grandmama's ring. Like, I want to like steal all the whatever stuff from him. Yeah, I feel like she was totally in control of that relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And just I will say to the movie's credit, the turn of like, we're best friends, or we're like becoming friends. Now she's dead, and how quickly like Anna Kendrick became Henry Gold. Like now she's sleeping with Henry Golding. That was so quick. That's what had pulled me in. I was like, whoa, this is way more interesting than I thought it would be. Her like dressing in Blake Lively's clothes, all of that was also reminding me of Saltburn, that obsession there.
Oh my God, whenever she cut the dress off of her, that was such a good scene. She like couldn't get the dress off, and she's like hyperventilating. She's like, oh my God, I need to get this dress off. And she takes a pair of scissors to the front of the dress. That was so good. That was a very good scene. That was compelling. Yeah, but in the whole of it, unfortunately, it fell so flat.
Yeah.
It feels like a boomer made the movie to me. That's like the only way to describe it.
A man made the movie. It was like a man too made the movie, because I feel like there was
maybe that's the
nuances to both of their characters that I would have loved to have seen, but they kind of felt a bit like messy slut. Like it was like virgin horror.
Yes, it totally was, and it's written by two women, and maybe that's why some of this stuff shines through that we're noticing. But yeah, it shouldn't have been Paul.
But I feel like even like the writer has only so much say, and then it gets like completely rewritten. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
For the director. Yeah.
Totally. Well, are y'all ready to give it a score? Okay, I'll start. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
I like 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give it also a 5.
Okay. And this has an 84 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, okay, but it's also, there's a rewatchability factor to this movie. Yeah.
And I think it's it's an airplane popcorn.
It's a great movie.
Totally.
Yeah, it's super easy. Yeah.
Movie Maven score 5.3 repeating. Moral of the story is go watch Saltburn, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Watch Saltburn.
Jenny, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me. This is so much fun.
Where can the people find you?
The people can find me on Instagram, _ Jenny Lee Reed. That's REED. And I have a short film that's going out to festivals right now called Cherry Pie. So we'll see what happens with that. And that's a body horror, coming of age body horror kind of situation. So it's definitely in the Saltburn world.
Yes, I've had the pleasure of seeing this, and it's amazing. I can't wait for wide release. Yes, thank you for sharing your art with the world.
Yes.
And thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
You can follow Movie Mavens on Instagram at Movie Mavens, or you can write us an email at moviemavenspodcast@gmail.com if you want to recommend next week's double feature. And that's it. Movie Mavens all the way out.